Hey everyone, just wanted to go ahead and talk to you about the Task Factory Advanced Execute Process task. As promised in one of my previous blogs, I just wanted to go over the process task with you. I was told that probably a demonstration would be a good video, so I figured I'd go ahead and do one, especially with our newer version of the Advanced Execute Process task. But if you're unfamiliar with the task itself, basically it's just used to execute commands as if they were being executed from a command window or a command prompt window. So basically, this just allows for the use of basic commands like the copy, ping, delete, etc. But it's also well, as well as it's using any executable you would like to be executed within SSIS, right? So one of the best features is that it allows for multiple commands per instance of the task itself. So as you can see here, you can add multiple commands. I mean, many different ones. Just for this test and for the sake of consistency, in reference to my older blog, I'm just keeping the delete file task, but you can add multiple ones here. So I'll go ahead and click on the ellipsis so you guys can see the configuration. Take a quick look at it. And you can see here that we have the different steps. We have a step name, step command, and the step description. Again, you're just naming the step. In this case, I'm naming it delete file. The step command, I am doing the delete function, the delete command, I'm sorry. And we are deleting the file located here. So I actually have that file location right here in the same path. So we're going to go ahead and delete this file. Now what's cool about the advanced execute process task is if you would like to set it on a loop or set it to a schedule so that it runs um, from a job maybe every 8 hours or 4 hours, what have you, and you don't want to necessarily keep a file located in a certain destination, you can just simply have this run on a job. And because it's so simple to configure, you shouldn't have any issues running into that at all, with running that at all. So we can eliminate that as a problem. So pretty cool stuff there. I'll go ahead and just briefly share with you what some of these steps are. We'll go ahead and we'll talk about the timeout seconds. Now you'll notice I have mine set to 0. Now when you have the timeout set to 0, basically what you're saying is this is how long you will allow the component to run before it times out. Now 0, you would think, oh, well, how do you even get it to run? Well, 0 in this case actually is infinite, so there's no timeout. Basically, the 0 value means there is no timeout. The success exit code. It's just the exit code of the command that indicates the step was successful. In this case, successful step means 0. So we obviously haven't run it yet, so it hasn't changed. But window style just allows you more functionality, more customizability. You can set it to normal, minimize, maximize. We just have hidden. And now the standard output variable. If you have a variable where you can pull from here, maybe user variable or system variable. But the standard output variable is just allows you to choose or store the output to either a variable or command window. Whereas the error output variable allow you to store the error output to either a variable or command window also. So pretty self-explanatory there, nothing really too or overly complex. So go ahead and I'll show you what we've done here. Really all I did was just copy this file path, paste it into there, and wrote the name of the file that we want deleted. Now, again, if you're using a variable and you want to run this as a scheduled job and you know that there's always going to be some file in there, you could simply input that variable and this should work for you just fine. But we'll go ahead and click OK. And that's pretty much configured. It's that easy. Like I said, you can add new items, you can delete existing items, or you can edit the field that's currently highlighted. In this case is that field. Or you can just navigate, move up or down the rows or the fields that you do have available. So we'll go ahead and click OK. I'm going to go ahead and right-click my component, click Execute. We see that it succeeded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to log back down into here and see if we can't find that file path. So I'll go ahead and I think go to my C drive, users, Kwood, and that test1 folder on my desktop. Should be here. We click and we see that the file's gone. So I wanted to share with you though, you may run into some issues here. You noticed it still succeeded, but there will be times when you'll see that it succeeds, but it in fact doesn't do what it was supposed to do or intended to do. 9 times out of 10, this is because of the file location name itself. So there's a particular way you want to name the file location. There always wants to be, you always want to set the function itself, right? So you want to set it to del, we'll say delete, and then a space, in a space, and then inside quotes you want to put the actual file path itself. Now in the file path, make sure the file name itself is named identical, otherwise you'll still see the succeed, but you know, nothing will be deleted because it wouldn't have recognized that file. There's a way to handle that. I'll go ahead and show you here. You'll see a fail task if any step is unsuccessful. So you can check this box, and if the file is not correct and you try to run the package, it will fail for you. But that's just a little more information I wanted to give you, just to be sure that the most important part of this task is to ensure that that file path is 100% correct, and that the file name itself is correct. So it's always a good idea to probably have this set to fail. I wouldn't say have that set to fail if you're running a job, so the package, can actually run successfully. You're not always going to have a file there if it's something you're running from a job, obviously, so you're going to delete it. But in the event that this is just a singular thing that you're doing, you want to delete a file and you want to use the component to do it, then I would go ahead and mark that. But really, that's all. That's the Task Factory Advanced Execute Process task. If you guys have any questions or concerns or just want to know a little more information, let me know. I'll be more than happy to put another video together for you, maybe one that's a little more complex, in depth. But give me your ideas. Always look forward to hearing from you. Have a good one. Bye.